As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex positive and mostly having fun.
Vampires that stalk in the night, werewolves that howl to the moon, dragons that loom over the skies. These monsters and more have plagued mortals for millennia, clouding our minds with one singular thought.
Can we fuck 'em?
Fiction or reality, which one should we be? Don't think that I'm that naive to see the fiction or reality of things you've done to me. Now all this stupid shit is on repeat.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to another fantastic, stupendous, wonderful episode of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anonymous, the show where we talk about monsters, talk about the lore, talk about the media representation, and random on a scale of 1 to 10, or not you. Yes, you currently on your way to see your wife. It's been a while. You've been struggling for a bit, but hey, as long as you don't open a random bag, you should be fine. Whether or not you should be having sex with those monsters. I am your colorful creature consultant, Cleric, and with me, as always, the troublesome titty sucker themselves, our technical analyst, Joe.
Oh my god, Cass just opened the bag!
They're gone!
The
She's fucking gone! She's fucking gone! Oh my god, that actually... Oh fuck. If she's gone, we don't have a producer pick.
We don't have a producer.
She's fucking
at
gone.
All.
She's actually fucking gone. She's flew into the fucking sky. Holy shit.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Cookie Run.
Really?
And I finally gotten into the Beast Yeast mechanics. Like, it didn't really make a lot of sense before, but like,
hey,
honestly,
shut up. Anyways,
okay.
So there's an energy in the studio today. I apologize, everybody. But yeah, if you haven't gotten the hint as to what today's episode topic is about, we have been a little bit, the MFA crew plus the extended MFA universe has been a little bit obsessed with a certain show, a certain vibe, and that being KAOS. Spoilers. There might be some spoilers for the episode. Be wary. So today's episode is all about Greek mythology. Specifically, I think we've realized the episode just has a theme. So specifically with the Odyssey. We're going to be talking about monsters that Odysseus faced in his journey. Joe, what do you think the Odyssey is so endearing?
Endearing? I don't think the Odyssey is endearing.
No, I mean, it's a staple of like literature. It's something
endearing means cute.
Endearing doesn't mean cute. Endearing doesn't. It could also mean why has it endeared itself to the fucking pop culture?
Inspiring love or affection.
Inspiring. It was the first word you fucking said.
It's not a comma. It's inspiring love or affection.
Yes, well, people love the fucking Odyssey. I'm not saying something. I didn't choose the wrong word.
Endearing is not correct. Why I think the Greek myth of the Odyssey of Odysseus is maybe why it's a classic.
Yeah, why does it resonate with people?
Yes, beautiful, perfect. I think, first of all the people that have ever told me that they love the Odyssey have always been like cis men, and so it's been like the biggest like staple for them. But that is just like my, I think, academic like growing up or origin is just like, have you ever read the fucking Iliad, dude? And it's like, no, I don't care. But I think more and more of what makes the Odyssey maybe more of like something that attracts queer people to it is just like all of the characters, the concept of this like hero's journey, although the hero's journey as a concept is very much of an earlier concept, having to float through all of these islands and these trials and having to experience so much like hurt and pain and then comfort along the way. It's, I think, very much as people get older, people continue to resonate with like that theme of the journey, the like the islands and the like trials and the gods and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's super interesting because there's been so many interpretations of the Odyssey. There have been so many different vibes with it. People have found it in different ways. Some people, like you said, have used it as the hero's journey. Other people, currently, my favorite interpretation of the Odyssey is Epic the Musical. That shit is gas. Love
Epic the Musical.
It's fucking phenomenal. And it's interesting to listen through that lens as somebody takes it in a different interpretation of like, it's actually a story of ruthlessness and a man losing himself in a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And like, at what point do you stop being a person and you just start being just like a goal and a monster to people around you?
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
it's interesting to take it through that lens when other people have taken it through. This is a story about devotion. This is a man who just wants to get home to his wife and his family. That's it. And I think that does resonate with a lot of people being like, sometimes all I want is just the simplest thing. And how far are you willing to go in those trials? And in those trials he faces, there are a couple monsters. Big boys.
Oh yeah. Big boy, big boy, big boy,
big boy, big boy, big boy, big boy, big boy, big boy, big boy. So I'm willing to dive down this journey with you, Joe, if you are to take a tale of one of Homer's epics. How are you feeling?
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking
go.
do it.
Vero.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You didn't do it back. Blasphemy.
Oh, sorry. Fuck. Shit. I got killed immediately.
Yeah, you get killed. That's blasphemous. Really into chaos. That show is good.
We're really, really into chaos.
Really, really into chaos. Jeff Goldblum, shout out. It's fucking Jeff Goldblum. That's it. You cut that part out. Cut the yelling part out. Anyways, we're about to dive into it. I've brought a monster from the Odyssey. Joe's brought a monster from the Odyssey. And unfortunately, because Kez got blown away in the wind, we don't have a producer pick this episode. So we're going to have to figure that shit out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in the middle.
We'll figure it out. Something will happen. Something new and random might happen. Who knows? Maybe we're testing something out.
Something that we might want the audience to have some kind of like feedback for us about.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see if people.
We'll see how it goes.
Let's see if the audience likes this new and something that we have no idea what's going to be. Since Kes flew away in the fucking sky.
Yeah.
Fucking Eurydice's ass. Not Eurydice. Eurylochus.
Sure.
Eurylochus opened the bag like a bitch.
I'll be going first this episode to save us from Bill Cipher related incidents and issues.
If you bring this up again, I want you to know he won the poll. He won the poll in fucking Spotify. He won the poll. 87% of the people who voted in that poll voted for him. So how about you shut the fuck up?
87% of people hate women who are dead.
Keep that man's name. Keep my man's name out your fucking mouth.
Okay.
Anyways, Joe, you're gonna start. That's horrible. Cut that.
A lot of burps.
Cut those two things out.
No, don't cut it. I will be bringing. So we've had sort of the sister to this creature on the podcast before. I will be talking about Charybdis. Charybdis is known as the voracious whirlpool-creating monster, the far more terrifying creature parallel to her sister, Scylla. If not a great whirlpool, she is a great mod sea creature who sucks in and blows out maelstroms each day. If not that, she was originally just a girl who stole cattle from Hercules, punished by Zeus for her greediness. You don't want to be between Scylla and Charybdis, unless you're a coward.
Sisters.
So, apparently you don't want to be between Scylla and Charybdis is like a just genuine idiom to indicate or denote like these like two evils, the very prominent two evils, and like which side are you willing to... Women, exactly. There's women who look like a whirlpool, like great mod sea creature, or there are women who have whose names also mean dog. There's dog girls and there's whirlpool girls.
There's dog girls or there's sea girls, and there's only two. Horse girls, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Now it's just dog girls and sea girls.
And Scylla did do well, I'm pretty sure. Scylla was, I don't know if we mentioned or knew about the dog related thing. Maybe we did.
I think we did. I think we brought it up. Kez, roll the tape.
No, don't do that. She also has like canine parts or like dog sort of related parts of her body, or her voice is likened to the yelping of dogs. I'm reading on a thing, which is interesting also because Circe is associated with dogs, so that does feel like a very big fuck you. Like, not only are you going to be in the image of my lover, I'm just going to add some dog parts. But the really fun thing about Charybdis is that like there is like it's either she's like the personification of the whirlpool, like already existing, like she was turned into one, or like a specific monster who can create whirlpools or maelstroms, because not God, specifically Zeus, struck her with lightning, which turned her into, like, punished her for this greediness of stealing the cattle away from his son.
God, Zeus just loves his fucking cattle. It's the reason Odysseus got punished. Well, his crew got punished because he killed the sun god's cattle, and so that's why
Helios.
Helios or Apollo. It's like I think it's like chthonic
it
symmetry.
Confusing.
Yeah.
I
saw a video recently that's called chthonic symmetry, where it's like as more myths like ram into each other, basically, like or gets so spread out and then combine, a lot of things get attributed to, they just like combine to everything. So Helios is technically a separate god when it first started, but as myths has gone on, it's then his kind of job was replaced by Apollo, and then Apollo technically does everything that Helios does, and then Helios has been like relegated to be a Titan. So it's a weird dichotomy. It's a weird thing, but that's also what just happens with myth. The mythology has been around for so long. Anyways, Charybdis, big mouth. I did stick my dick in that.
Charybdis specifically sucks in and blows out maelstroms 3 times each day.
Oh.
And that doesn't like subtract or whatever from that one time that like Odysseus was literally on a raft like by himself, and she was like, I'm gonna fucking get you too.
Yeah. You're done.
I sucked and blowed out my 3 times today, but I still have time for you. And then
we love a girl boss who is willing to go above and beyond. And if she's willing to give you head 3 times a day, suck you off 3 times a day or more, damn. You better be packing. You better be stamina up.
You better be packing. She's got a big fucking mouth.
She's gonna swallow your dick and balls whole.
One thing we know for sure is that she's got a big mouth. Absolutely.
Big mouth. Yeah, what did she look like? We haven't really described her appearance.
So there are lots of different things. Like I know in like Percy Jackson, she was like a giantess or something.
Hot.
There is also like a great big worm creature kind of thing where like her entire face is like a big mouth with a bunch of teeth. Or she is just like literally the entity of the whirlpool that exists geographically in the area. But she is the daughter of Poseidon in some myth as well. Like either she wasn't just a girl who stole cattle, or she was like already like this and was the daughter of Poseidon. She has a strong loyalty for her duty either way. And, it's definitely is a little sad if it's like, this is the form you will take as Poseidon's daughter for stealing my son's cows, basically.
Yeah.
But
stealing your uncle's cows.
Stealing your uncle's cows, like you fucking.
Okay, so here's what I'm picturing here.
She's still gonna steal everyone's shit.
Yeah,
and you love that.
Here's what I'm picturing here, and you're gonna hate it because I'm going corporate again.
Okay, I mean for Greek gods, I will accept this.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where you meet somebody, like you're working in the mailroom of a company. You just got there, and you notice somebody who's been there for a very long time. You're like, oh. Listen, that's Charybdis. She's been here she's been in the mailroom for 10 years. That's like her, like since she was like an intern. Why? And you like, okay, you go up to her. She's very like standoffish, but you could see that she's a consummate professional. She does what she's going to do. Like she's the most efficient like mailroom sorter that there is. Like she gets 1,000 things done in 10 minutes, like in an hour. She's that good. And so you start talking to her and you try to like, she's again, very standoffish at first. She's like, listen, no nonsense while we're on the job. I'm trying to do this. And then you meet her after hours and she's just like, yeah, like I've done like my 3 tasks for today. So I'm a little bit more chill, but I always have time to do overtime, blah, blah, blah. You start talking to her, you break down these walls, of this like constant professional. You find out she used to be like, she was on the fast track to be one of the top executives. Like her dad was like the CFO. And so she was good. She could have had it, but she accidentally leaked some documents from the big boss, Zeus.
And the documents were called COWS. And
yes. Yeah. And so then he was like, listen, this is your daughter. I'm not going to like fire her, but she can't be up here anymore. Poseidon had to be like, damn, I'm sorry. Like, I can't. Nepotism only got you through the door. Nepotism didn't get you fired.
Only gets you through the door.
Yeah, it got you through the door. But I can't. It didn't get you fired. At least you're still making like a CEO salary. So, I mean, she's still making money. She's like, but that's kind of where it's at. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're like a Nepo baby, but in the loosest terms. That's
I see that. Though. And in doing so, she's the most abusive coworker you've ever had, probably.
She's like, my dad is the CFO, so you guys need to work at my pace.
Why do you work at the mailroom, bitch? And then she hits you.
She like sucks you off.
And then she like takes you to the janitor's. It's not an office room, storage
for sure.
room.
It's a mailroom. There's no office space there.
Yeah.
You have to both share a desk, basically.
Yeah,
but she has like 99%
much.
of it, and you just have one space where you have to kind of just like really smallly
You're
write
up
your
on
stuff.
your feet. You know.
Yeah. But then you guys are like playing
need a desk?
footsie underneath the desk a little bit. And you're like playing footsie a little bit. And she's like, stop distracting me. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop. Yeah.
And then just like you go from there. And it's just like she has a temper at the workplace, but usually after work, she's done her 3 maelstroms, she mellows out. You start counting in your head. She's like, okay, this is her first blow up of the day. That's fine. There's number 2. Just gotta wait for number 3. Number 3 happens. She's now calmer. She had to have those 3 kind of.
And in this situation, it's not. There's no way to walk back from the violence that we just established because it's whatever. But in this situation, you're a sick little pig freak who likes when women scream at you and also wearing pantyhose.
Which is a majority of our audience.
Exactly. Little sick pig freak.
If you're a little sick pig freak, make sure to add us on Twitter and say that exact phrase so we know you're listening.
Yeah. At your mom. Just let her know.
Also, let us know. Yeah, let us know your mom's phone number so we can send her that exact screenshot of when you do it.
So great.
So we've established she is a giant, big. I don't know. I don't like saying that. I'm going to rephrase that.
Giant bitch.
No, I was going to say giant big mouth, and I don't want to say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to say that like that. So she is I think the description we're going with is she is a giantess sea monster who throws out maelstroms 3 times a day, can suck you off like nobody's business.
Business.
Really proud of her job, even though
it's true.
Really proud of her job, but is going to be tough to get past the job aspect of it. Nepo baby. Is there anything else you need to add, subtract here?
Great relationship with her sister.
Honestly, that's a plus for me.
A family is huge. If you're a Family Guy, if you love Family Guy,
if you love Peter.
No.
This reminds me of the time. Fucking a Family Guy segue.
Charybdis is going to be huge for our family-loving folks.
What the fuck is a Family Guy segue we do?
No.
That reminds you of the time that I helped Joe Biden do a sponge bath.
There's so much violence.
Anyways.
Is that enough? I think, are we ready?
I think we can flesh it out more in the scale itself. And I think this is a good establishing point to get into the spread scale. So let's start with sex appeal. If you're not a coward, you can always go with the worm. Big mouth, worm like teeth. Where she's just kind of like a giant, like I guess she's like a lepre eel.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know if I said it right, but like an eel, like, you know, the eel that has like the circle mouth.
Yes, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't have context, Electros, the Pokemon, that's probably a good example of what I'm talking about. Which, kind of hot. I could see that.
If you love the Odyssey, you probably love Pokemon. I don't know. There's something there.
There's a linking. There's a link there. The thing is, we can also go with the interpretation that she's a giantess of just like this huge woman guarding the lanes between. The thing is, with the giantess Scylla, she is like 5 eel head or like 5 serpent heads plus being in a giant like sea body. And that's a very distinct look. When you say giantess, I don't have a distinct look for Scylla in that form. Is it exactly
for Charybdis?
For Charybdis, yeah. For Charybdis in that form. So it's kind of just like, what would you say it's like, since they're sisters, it's somewhat similar to Scylla?
I think there's something more intentionally like nebulous and absent about her form. Like she is a great whirlpool. And although we may not understand that as silly little fuck humans, I think that there's a part of us that we need to love and appreciate our void-like women as well.
You know what?
So that just means we do not actually understand what's going on at all.
And you know what? I think we need more void-like entities where it's kind of just like the idea of somebody, you know? And you know, that's sometimes the idea of somebody is hotter than the actual person. And that's a philosophical question you need to ponder while you're on the way to whatever the fuck you're doing.
Whatever person you're currently
are you actually attracted to them, or are you attracted to them, or are you attracted to the person they could be? Think about that, fucking dickheads. Have that kind of fucking exercise.
Pig fuck.
It
just gets so crazy.
It just gets worse and worse. Like, you fucking idiot.
I do think it's a middling score because we don't understand actually.
If we're going for specific sex appeal, I think, again, the idea of someone can be just as hot as the person themselves. And the concept that and usually the show is basically just the idea of this person, genuinely.
True.
So I'm going to go with the idea that we kind of crafted of this kind of giantess, less than, not the same 5 heads as Scylla, but more like maybe 1,000, more like tentacles coming from the bottom half of her because of the whirlpool aspect that are constantly like flowing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a cool look for it. I'm going to go with that. And with that thought process, I'm going to give it still like a 6.5.
I was going to say 6. Yeah. The one thing that in the moment that I know the two of us will have to really grapple with is the big mouthful of teeth. But you know, like dragons exist, Rek'Sai exists.
Yeah, we've given the mouthful of teeth thing. I've had problems with it before. I'm not gonna deny. I'm not a hypocrite. I know. Well, I actually am a hypocrite. Huge one. But I've made the argument of mouthful of teeth thing painful. But also, if it's a huge mouthful of teeth, there is a squishy spot. There is definitely a safe area to just kind of like. Her mouth is so big that there might be like a safe area that you could just like.
And that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, I would say there's. Nice. I mean, the argument could be that her teeth are retractable, but again, now we're just adding more things to make it. We can't change who she is.
We cannot change who she is.
We
Absolutely
can't change who she is. All we can go about is what we think. But honestly, I think this is also what makes this a fun little thing, is because the Greek myths have been around, they have so many interpretations, and because they're so vague, we can also have our own interpretations of these monsters. So maybe, her teeth are retractable, so I can put my dick in there.
Yeah.
And that's what the gods would have wanted. Vera.
Jesus. Personality. So she is a very devoted person, very loyal, very family oriented. All traits I don't necessarily care for, to be honest.
Yeah, these are traits I love. I love devoted. You love. I do love devoted family. I'm Latino. The family means everything.
It's not even that I don't love a very solely devoted, like one-track mind situation. Like, I don't love wishy-washy characters whatsoever. But this is a world where my pick has a better personality score on your end than mine.
Probably. Because I like the personality that we've crafted. I think her being this devoted kind of worker who's just kind of like sometimes gets mad, but I don't mind sometimes when people get mad at me or mean to me. You know, it is my own thing. Those are my things to deal with.
And I love impact play. So,
and I love getting sucked off. So honest to God, this is a perfect woman for me.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to give her, it's going to probably just be a 6 this time around as well.
I'm going to give this an 8.
Damn. Okay.
Like I said, we crafted this personality. I'm with it. This is what I'm with.
We need to get you out of those white collar jobs.
I'm looking for a new job. If you're hiring, let me know.
Relationship potential.
I think she's too work oriented.
I mean, like, if we go to the encounter chance, like, we know where she is. So, like, as far as, like, But that's encounter chance. But like,
Yeah.
and what I'm bringing up with the relationship potential is that like you at least know where to find her to start.
Yes, you know where to find her to start. The problem being she cannot leave there. She is permanently kind of stuck.
That's true.
in the river there. And so there's only one safe passage, and if her sister doesn't fuck with you, then that's a whole thing. So every time you want to see her and you want to make sure to get past her, you need to bring a sacrifice for Scylla, so she's distracted while you. So basically, you're running a 2-man, and so one distracts the other sister while you try to get play. So it's not the problem, but you always got to run a 2-man with her. The other thing would be that, again, she's very work oriented. She really just wants to like, hey, I've been given this task by my dad and my uncle. You're not getting past here. She's like, I don't want to get past here. I want to stay here. And then she's like, I'm not supposed to let anybody just fucking vibe here either. Get the fuck out. So I don't think there's a lot of relationship potential here. I'm going to give this a 3. Because in the scenario that we cooked up, we're working a job, and jobs have a 9 to 5. And maybe she works overtime, but most likely she doesn't do that. In the actuality of all things, she is forever at her job. And
or if I'm a little silly pig fuck who knows how to drive a boat down to the Greek Ocean, I think she's closer to Italy, which is really funny to me. And I just go out there and I throw throw a goat in one side of the ocean, and I'm making my way over to the other side of the ocean so that I can talk to her for maybe like 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So in this scenario, 1, you need a boat. 2, you need to have a captain's license. 3, you need to learn navigation, and navigation well that you can go through several mini whirlpools in Scylla's mouths. 4, you need to idle and be able to have a goat. So also you need a butcher's license and a farmhand license to get the fucking goat. Yeah. So
I can't just steal one?
Okay, you know what? I'll relent that. You can steal a goat. You got to steal a goat every time you go to see her?
But there's still all these other
Yeah. So yeah, congrats. You checked one box out of the 15 that I presented to you. Congratulations. You figured one thing out. I got the goat though. It's like, shut up. I got the goat though. It's like, okay, well, did you get the fucking captain's license? And the crew?
I
see. Are you a 1-man boat? Are you gonna be on a fucking? What are you gonna be on? Like a fucking speedo?
4.5. 4.5.
Okay, I'm not gonna. That's reasonable. I'm not gonna tell you.
Imagine me jet skiing so that I can go on a date, and like there's like a whole other like group of people there.
I barely see you in the ocean. I could barely see you go to the water.
I would not be able to jet ski whatsoever. It would be insane. Just something I can pull out jet skis and I can fucking do it. Yeah, fuck no. So I think we can kind of speed run Encounter Chance here.
Encounter Chance, it's possible. You can find her. It's extremely difficult.
There are these steps, but it's just hard, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 2. I think it's very hard to do.
No. We know where she is.
Do you have a boat?
I can swim for not that long of a time.
Okay. Can you get a flight to Greece?
Probably.
That's 2 boxes. Do you have a passport?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. That's 3. 3 steps. Oh shit. We're getting somewhere.
I'm trying to make an argument, but I can't.
Y'all cannot see this fucking struggle on Joe's face right now. Joe literally looked like they're about to cry. I'm waiting. Bated breath.
A 4.
Okay. You know what? I'll give it to you. I will give it to you.
Thank
you are
so
determined.
Much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Death risk.
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's a 1.
That's a 1. That's a 1, gamers. Gamers? That's a 1. Gamers? That's a 1. Well, Joe, now that we have all the numbers, we got to calculate it all up. So why don't we take a boating class real quick? You know, we'll kick boating class and we'll see how it goes. You know, all the numbers add.
Okay.
All right. Be right back. Joe, I cannot believe you crashed 3 different boats in the span of 20 minutes.
You know, maritime law.
You were exonerated because of that, so it works.
It'd be Greek or Italian maritime laws. So
again, you were exonerated.
I was still exonerated. Yeah. Fantastic.
Anyways, Joe, what are the scores?
Okay, dokie. So the scores are for Charybdis, Cleric with a 4.1, me with a 4.3, which gives our Whirlpool Mommy a 4.2, which is 0.2 above King Boo.
As it's deserved. Correct.
So if your piece of shit choice is worse than mine, because like it was last time, maybe things will work out for me.
Maybe you should stop talking for a bit, you know? I wish we had Kez here to be a mediator. Oh, what the fuck is that? Is that a phone?
Why is there a rotary here? Why don't we have iPhones? I guess landlines aren't iPhones.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, yeah. But I think it's just because, for aesthetic purposes. We're also in the middle of technically the Limboverse, so maybe that's the only thing that works. We can't use iPhones, but we can use technically a rotary phone that connects to all dimensions and timelines.
Okay, well, scoot over. We gotta fucking...
Okay, yeah, all right.
All right, answer. Who's answering? Is it me answering it, or
answer
you
the phone.
answer?
You answer the phone.
Okay. So why do I have to answer?
Answer the phone.
Can I have
Answer the
this
phone.
half of the chair, please?
No! Just answer the phone.
God. Okay, fine. Hello?
Oh, is this motherfuckers anonymous?
Yes, it is. You do have to speak way more clearly than that.
Okay, I'll try.
There we go.
I got a question for you.
This is a question line? How did you get this number?
I thought this was anonymous.
Well, I see the caller ID. I guess I'll just try not to say your name out loud. So what? Yeah, sure. What's your question?
Hi, so there's like 5 to 6 hot women at my local watering hole, and every time they see my dick gets rock hard, and it feels like my balls magnetized to the sound of their voices. They're kind of chilling there, singing about how they might be my wife. I hadn't really analyzed it. I don't know if I have a thing for singing. And they keep inviting me out to their yacht for me to jump in the water to hang out with them. Should I take them up on their offer?
Okay, well, we'll take it off the air. So you have to wait like a week for the answer, if that's cool.
It's cool. I'll kind of just like circle around them for a while. It's like I have anywhere to go except to see my wife, who I miss a lot.
Okay, so just don't go onto the yacht yet. Just wait, okay? We'll call you soon.
I miss my wife.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a lot, but...
That was a lot of information. But the answer's pretty clear.
I think so, too. So let's say our answers at the same time. All right?
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Jump in the
do
water.
It. Okay. So...
okay, interesting. So...
Different vibe. You start. Let's see where you're going. I want to know why you think they should jump in the water. Because for context, sirens are bad. Sirens will eat you. They're they are man-eaters.
But they're so good at the same time. I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
5 to 6 hot women.
Okay.
All at once singing. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the anonymous caller said. But the singing, like, in general, singing your praises, like asking you out to like go on the yacht. Like, this is absolutely like the worst, most set up fairy trap, even if it's sirens at once.
Oh.
But you're going to have the best experience of your life before you die.
That experience. Okay. Yeah. Again, that experience leads to death, which is not good. And the guys and our anonymous caller was like, hey, I'm trying to see my wife. That's the more important thing there, And so maybe don't get tempted into the water to man-eaters who are trying to consume you.
If your wife has disappeared, she's probably just gone. I don't know.
Okay. The wife hasn't disappeared. From what I think he's on a journey to see his wife.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, maybe she's just waiting for him to come
I think
home.
if you have a bad, shitty little voice, maybe you are not cut out to be a hero.
I mean, you're not wrong, but damn. You sound like Gilbert Godfrey. Maybe you shouldn't be saving people.
Get some gusto. I don't know.
Put some bass in your voice. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so sirens are notoriously bad. And legitimately, maybe they are great navigators, though. So maybe you can trick them.
They're manipulative.
Maybe you can manipulate them to figure out how to get back to your wife faster.
No.
No. What do you mean no?
Nah. 5 to 6 MILF mommies, baddies, sea ladies. just hear them out.
I will say I
Hear them
am a sucker for a good voice. I do love singing. I will say that if it was me personally, I'd probably dive into that water because of the singing and all that.
Half of this show is kind of ASMR. You know what I mean? So
True.
like,
Not good at ASMR.
if we if we think about it, it'll feel good for like, I don't know, 2 minutes or however long Anonymous Caller lasts. But
Yeah.
if we think about like sirens, don't they also like kind of inhabit your psyche a little bit and like take on an image that you want to see? I don't know if that's necessarily the truth. But like that is just like their way of showing that they know you so much.
Yeah, okay. So when they invade your brain and take your the most tempting thing from you, which might be maybe to this guy his fucking wife in the water.
Yeah. Maybe they know where his wife is.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to help out.
If the water calls, it's not smart because again, man eating, you need to stay on the boat. Maybe ask them like, hey, where should I go to get my wife back? Don't just party with random sirens. It never leads to a good thing, except for maybe getting sucked
if all
off.
beautiful women,
yeah,
and they say they love me,
okay, what is problem?
Go out into the water. What is problem?
If beautiful women sing to me, what is problem? Who is wife?
Exactly. That's what I'm fucking. That's exactly what I said.
Who?
And then that's exactly what I said.
And that's exactly what I said. And that's the exact words and all that. So, honestly, caller, we're not your dad. I say don't go in the water. Joe says go in the water. Figure it out. Maybe write a book about it. You know, whatever you do, honestly, avoid cows.
Avoid cows. Avoid sheep.
Yeah, avoid a lot of livestock. It might not be good for you the rest of your journey. Well, who knows? I'm not your dad. Anyways,
jump in the water. Go to the yacht.
All right.
Listen to me. Don't listen to that fucking bitch.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Well, now that we've done our anonymous call for the day, it's time, I think, to get to the most important part of the show, me. And I've brought...
the most important part of the
most important part of the show. The most important part of the show. If you want to say
so the most important part of the show is going to be
me.
Your part.
My part.
Okay.
100% correctly. Because I've picked the first monster Odysseus faced in his journey. The one that kind of sets the I've picked Polyphemus.
Okay, go ahead.
The long pause I think is so funny. I've picked Polyphemus, the Cyclops. On an island far from the shores of Ithaca, there lies a cave nobody should enter. Sheep graze abundantly, but do not be fooled, for treachery lies within. A towering monster, a one-eyed fiend who will crush your bones and eat your skull if you dare enter his lair. A creature so base that only a mythic hero could wound him. Beware the Cyclops. Beware Polyphemus. Great is your will to survive. 600 lives I'll take. 600 miles. And
so Polyphemus is a little bit of like a sadistic motherfucker, right?
Okay, yes and no. So it does depend on the Greek tale that you're going with. So in the original Odyssey, Polyphemus was a gay man who yes, Polyphemus was originally a gay man who was kind of like, in the original tellings, he's a little bit more sophisticated. He's music loving. He is very much he's very articulate. He knows what he wants. He's also like, hey, you technically killed something of mine. I have to, like, by rules of, like, there is no hospitality here because you killed something of mine first. So there is no hospitality because in Greek, if I remember correctly, I will take correction to this one. If in Greek culture, and at least in Greek mythology, there is a rule of hospitality that if you, no matter
Zeus's Xenia,
if there is, even if you enter as an enemy, if you claim hospitality, the host has to take care of you until they leave the household, and then once they're like well on their way, you can fucking murder them afterwards. But in the moment, you have to show hospitality. So there is no rules of hospitality because they entered in, one, uninvited, and then two, they straight up murdered something into six. So I think the hospitality rules doesn't apply. So that's where he's very much more he is more sophisticated. He's not smart. He still gets tricked by Odysseus. But in future tailings, he is just a dumb Cyclops. They do relegate him to be like big, like disgusting, oafish kind of like, and just cruel, and the cruel and sadistic part of it. They really do hammer that home. In other myths, like when he's in love with Galatea, the nymph, he has a music contest with a shepherd. And
interesting.
Which is very sweet. But she picks the shepherd and then he murders both of them.
As would I.
You would? Tell me why.
I mean, if I was vying for this hot nymph immortal lady and then like the fucking sheep herder is the one that gets around, like, I don't know. If I were a big, strong Cyclops with big fat tits, I probably would.
So you're cool with murdering women if they don't give you what you want?
Yes, of course.
We can cut that bit. We can cut that bit out.
No, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm not the misogynistic one in this episode. Let's go.
That is the laugh of someone who eats women.
Yeah, same here, brother. Dab me up. So Polyphemus, in the original tellings, which is interesting, he is gay, or it's been implied that he is gay because he has attraction to, when he's drunk, he has attractions to men, which is a whole other thing.
He's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy. Come up to a party, it's like, hey, bro, we can definitely make out right now. It's like one of those things where he says it while drunk, but also I think it is just like who he is in the original tellings. He is. But then they, Greek erasure of gay men, they make him oafish.
Yeah, exactly.
He does violently murder several people.
He's a Cyclops.
He does
and they're invited, and yeah.
Yeah, and so he does eat some of Odysseus' crew after they kill his sheep, his little sheep boy. He does murder and eat them, just fully. And then Odysseus ends up getting him drunk, and he's kind of like, Odysseus, you know what? You're my best boy. What's your name? And he's kind of just like, my name's Nobody. He's like, wow, that's a really unique name and definitely doesn't have any other connotations. Falls asleep. Odysseus stabs him in the eye, and then when he complains to people, he's like, who stabbed you? It's Nobody. Nobody stabbed me. And they're like, shut the fuck up then.
Oh my God.
If you stabbed yourself, if you stabbed yourself, shut the fuck up. Pussy. And then they all run away. And then the Cyclops, so he leaves himself bleeding. A real who's on first moment. So Polyphemus, wounded, Odysseus gets away with his sheep, and he's kind of like, Odysseus literally is like, hey, actually, know who tricked you, dumbass? It's Odysseus from Ithaca. Kill yourself. And then he kind of like floats off into the water. And so what Odysseus doesn't know is that Polyphemus, all Cyclopses are technically are sons of Poseidon.
Gay. Oh, okay.
Poseidon is also gay. Poseidon has had several male lovers. So he was like, how dare you kill my gay, how dare you stab and wound my gay thought son? Because Polyphemus is like, Daddy, I got wounded in my big old eye, Daddy. And he's like, well, listen, had you killed and actually this is a theme in Epic the Musical for a great song called Ruthlessness. Shout out to that song. Because Poseidon pulls up to Odysseus being like, hey, had you killed my son, I would have never known you did it. Had you killed my son, I would have been like, damn, who killed him? Don't know. I guess this just goes unavenged. I guess he just got his shit rocked. Can't do anything. But because you literally bragged about stabbing my gay thought son.
Because you were human.
Because you said you wanted to brag a little bit. You stabbed my gay thought son and wanted everyone to know about it. I now have to come and rock your shit. I'm going to kill your entire fleet of men now. And so he does in a cool Epic the Musical moment in a very soundtrack-ish wise. He kills almost all of Odysseus' men. And then he's one boat left. And just like the bag, before he kills his Odysseus finds a bag just like our producer Kez did and floats away on the wind away from Poseidon and goes to the land of the giants, which that may be where Kez is at.
Uh-oh.
Hello? Is anyone there?
I wonder where she is. Anyways, so that's the full story, like the Polyphemus story. So really, Polyphemus is the catalyst for a majority of the Odyssey story because without it, one, kills one of Odysseus' friends, which makes him a little bit more hardened. Two, because Odysseus then brags about his death, Polyphemus then alerts Poseidon, which delays the entry to Ithaca because of Polyphemus. So Polyphemus is honestly one of Odysseus' greatest mistakes in the journey. All because he stabbed his gay thought son. I'm not leaving that. That is my favorite description of Polyphemus now. Hey, what are your thoughts, Joe?
Cyclopses are hot. They are really fucking cool. Like, they're giants.
Yes.
I know that there's sorry, I'm getting choked up. It's so beautiful. I know that there's this, like, you know, brutishness to, like, most, like, concepts of giants and, like, Cyclops and things like that, but they are just so fucking cool, especially, like, Hecaton carries or whatever. Magnificent, monstrous, insane design of story. Like, love all of the motherfuckers back then who were writing the first stories. Greece and shit like that, obviously, like, who's to say what hasn't been recycled throughout these times. But I'm already so down. And also because of, like, the Hades 2 design of Polyphemus, he has, like, a New York accent for some reason.
Only kidding. I do make the rules. And I get real tired only eating sheep.
And he is just so, like, saucy and snappy, and killing him is very annoying, but it is very rewarding. And it's also kind of cute to see him, like, surrounded by all of his sheep. Yeah. That even though he also eats the sheep, you know,
but it's
circle
his
of life,
sheep.
Whatever. They're his sheep. And there's like
he's so
layer.
hot. Holy shit. In the fucking...
He's so hot in Hades 2, right?
Yeah.
You got to listen to him talk after we're done.
Yeah.
But...
I'm
shit,
with
what was
it.
I saying?
If this is how he looks, I'm with it. Let's go with this. This is how he looks now. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay, cool. But even then, in, like, there's an interesting thing with Cyclops where they have, like, a third eye, like, in like statue depictions. I love just, like, a big fat fucking eye.
Yeah, I like the big eye description more than, like, 3 eyes, because I think that's
big mouth, big eye. Yeah.
This is just big episode. But yeah, no, I'm a prefer of the 1 eye Cyclops, because that is, I just think, is more interesting both aesthetically and just all that kind of stuff. There was a Cyclops that I saw in fucking Monster Masune. I know I go back to there a lot, but she's hot in that one. Big, strong.
I've never seen her.
Let me see. I don't know why. I think she had a horn on her head. I think there's some Cyclopses that have horns just on their head directly. Let me see if I can pull up a picture.
She's
of her.
a gun.
Yeah, she's part of, like, the make sure everyone stays, like, safe task force. Oh yeah, here she is. Yeah, she's super strong. She got a big old gun, purple hair. I mean, that's hot.
There's surprisingly a lot of, like, anime depictions of Cyclops. I feel like Cyclops are very underrated, but
well, I think
then I get proven wrong.
Cyclopses are, I think, one of the staples of mythology in general. And so they need to be I think a lot of myths have Cyclopses at least somewhere built in. I know Norse mythology has Cyclopses, like the Jotun are technically, there's some that are Cyclopses there.
True.
I don't know if Japanese,
the umbrella guy, I thought.
Yeah, has, like, the 1 eye kind of vibe. And you could also be mixing with Oni, I guess, as well.
Mm-hmm.
All this to say, let's go back to Polyphemus. I know we were going on a tangent here, but let's jump into the Popo scale. There is, I will say,
let's get it.
I do have, when we go to personality, I will build a personality like I did for Charybdis. But let's start here. Sex appeal. If we're going with if we're going with the Hades 2 design of Polyphemus.
Oh, mamma mia.
Oh, fucking Christ almighty. The eye tats on the pecs. Oh, baby. Bare chested. I love blindfold. I love the blindfold too. That's technically represents the 1 eye. That's fucking such a good fucking choice. I love that kind of shit. He's green hair, liberal, but don't cut that part out.
No, leave it in.
It's very much, he is, I think, super attractive at that point. He's super, I'm gonna rate this high. If that's the way we're just going with sex appeal, I'm going to rate this an 8 out of 10.
I was going to go 8 as well. I mean, and that to me is even averaging out, like, the statue depictions, like having, like, the, like, soft, like, coiffed like coils of like hair,
Yeah.
like in fucking Greek marble, is like incredible like artsmanship.
I love curly hair. It's one of those.
We love.
Yeah.
We love.
Especially curly. Yeah, I think it's really this will be a side tangent. The fucking sculptures that they do and from like Greek and Roman or like times is fucking phenomenal. Personality. Okay, personality. We're getting to a little bit of a rough spot because this is another Nepo baby
in Hades. Oh, really? Okay, so let's talk about that.
That's
first.
how I was gonna think. Describe Hades for me.
So in Hades 2, like the surface world has gotten like fucked because of Kronos. All the people have disappeared. Specifically the city of Ephyra, all the people have disappeared. And Polyphemus in particular has just taken up like the sheep and the land in the area that Melanoe has to like cross through. But he's like, you smell like a fucking bitch. I'm not letting you through. You're trying to get my fucking sheep. I'm not going to let you do that. And it's like, if you would just let me through, I would literally not be in your hair at all. And he's like, well, I'm kind of fucking hungry for shit that's not sheep anymore. And it's like, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
So definitely, absolutely, like an kind of an unfair hand has been dealt Polyphemus in the games.
Yeah.
And also in life, I think, right?
He's pretty solid. Like he has a pretty solid Cyclops life. Sure, he's been rejected by everybody who he's tried to fuck.
No.
Like Galatea didn't like him. When he tried to have, when he said I was gay to one of Odysseus's men, they were like, I'm good, dog. No worries.
Oh, no.
And so maybe he's a gay incel. Don't put that. Don't put that. don't put that.
Maybe he's a gay incel.
Maybe. Thanks, Joe, for saying that. A completely original idea.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that he was a Nepo baby. And because, just like Charybdis, he is the son of Poseidon. And he went to complain to Poseidon as soon as something happened. So we're concocting a scenario like we usually do. Maybe he's a bouncer.
Okay.
He's a bouncer at your favorite bar, the Cave.
Hot.
So bouncer at your favorite bar, the Cave.
Is another thing from KAOS.
Another thing from KAOS. Shout out. No spoilers there. That wasn't a spoiler. You find out in like the first 2 episodes. So he's a bouncer at your favorite bar, the Cave. You go there all the time. He's very protective of the people he's with. Like he's very protective. Like he has like, there's sheep out there. He's very protective of the people he's with. So one day you're trying to go in with your friends. You're like, hey, we just want to get a couple drinks. There's a senior drink called the Sheep here. Go on, give it a shot. And he's kind of like, you know what? I don't fuck with your vibe. And you're like, no, man, I'm just trying to come in. There's no shit. Like, listen, we're going to pay for all the drinks like we want to. He's like, no. I actually really don't fuck with your vibe. So honestly, either get the fuck out or you got to pay a big fucking like toll. Like if you want to, you got to bribe me like basically a person's worth if you want to get the fuck in here. And you're kind of like, okay. Like, what if I could persuade you and you give him a little you give him a little kissy face, and that kind of sways him. At one night it does sway him. That like one night you have like passionate gay sex behind the bar with this bouncer. Another night you go there, same kind of vibe where he's always just like, I don't fuck with your vibe. He's like, well, can we get a kiss? He's like, not tonight. Either pay up like enough or you're not gonna have it get in here. And let's not get real. Let's get very honest here. You get a little
he's a bitch.
Yeah, he's a bitch. You start to get into a fight. You get into a fight. You hit him real hard. It fucking hurts his eye. His good, because he has an eye patch. So you hurt his good eye. And so he's like, who the fuck did that? Because you didn't give him your ID yet. And you're just like, my name's nobody, idiot.
Oh my God.
And then you run away. But again, you bought drinks here before, so they see your ID. I'm sorry I'm going on this long tangent, everybody. Just follow me here. And so you left your ID, so somebody knows you, and he finds out. You go to work the next day. Suddenly you get called into your boss's office, and your boss is like, congratulations, you're getting transferred to our furthest branch away from everyone you know and love. And he's kind of like, why? Why the fuck would you, like, why is this happening? Oh, you know that bouncer you punched? That was my son.
Oh my God.
And I know you had gay sex with him. And
I know you had gay sex with him.
I don't know why I keep saying gay sex and not just sex.
You my gay thought daughter.
My gay thought daughter. So you have I know you had sex with him. So congrats to that. But also, you beat the shit out of my son. I have to punish you. Get out. And so because you didn't suck off the bouncer, now you're in Alaska working at your fucking the furthest end of the urge. All this to say, his personality sucks.
It's a bad personality. It's a really bad personality. And he's from New York.
Fuck that. Wait, what the fuck you mean by that?
Uh-huh. I think that's gonna be like I generally I feel like a 4.5.
I'll give this a 4.
Relationship potential. He wants a relationship.
He does want a
to
relationship.
fuck.
Yeah, he does want a relationship. He has pursued relationships before. He does want to be with people. He's bisexual. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of possibility for everyone around. I would give this a high score, maybe a 7. It's not a good relationship potential. Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't be with Polyphemus. But there is the possibility.
What if I want to be?
If you want to be with this like burly, I love sheep and I love fucking, but I also don't love you. Get the fuck out of my vibe. Get out of my man cave.
Oh no. He does have a man cave.
Yeah, get out of my man cave. And then if you don't, I'm calling my dad. I'm either beating the shit out of you or I'm calling my dad. Oh my God. This guy sucks. But he's so hot.
That might be a 6. That might be a 6 for me.
Word. Encounter chance. Not bad.
I don't think it's bad. Yeah.
You could find his cave. He is famous in Greek mythology, so he is around in other myths. Like, he's not just like in his man cave staying alone in this little Cyclops thing. He is famous in Greek mythology. He is in other things. He has talked to other people. I think it's possible. Just like with Charybdis, he is on his little island. I would say a little bit more than Charybdis because he moves around a bit and has a little bit more agency. I would give this a 4.
I feel like this is a 6 for me.
Word. I'm not going to argue that. I think that's fine.
Death risk, however.
Oh, this is a 1 fully. He actively wants to murder. Is it actually
a 1?
Well, even
is it more than
I would
Charybdis?
Okay, if that's Charybdis is an instant death, I think.
Yes.
With Polyphemus, he does abide by the rules of hospitality if things work out. He is willing. You can talk to him. The thing is, he's, again, depending on interpretation, he is cruel. So in one interpretation, Odysseus gets him drunk or gives him a really cool gift. And it's just like, oh, you know, Odysseus, thank you for this gift. I appreciate it. Or like, thank you, nobody, for the gift. I appreciate it. Because of that, I'm going to give you a gift. And he's like, oh, our lives? No, I'm going to eat you last.
That's a gift. And that's a gift.
Yeah. And it's like, you get to watch all your friends die first, and you get to survive, I don't know, a couple months while I eat your friends. And so I would say there is cruelty there. And there's maybe in those months, if you last long, you can convince them to give him a little kissy. So I would say, we'll move it up to a 2 because you can talk to him.
I think it's like a 3, personally. There's a lot of like daddy's boy energy here. And a lot of opportunity to like trick him, apparently.
Yeah, he is easily tricked.
If you were rivals, enemies to lovers.
Super easily tricked, everybody.
Okay. Well, I think those are the numbers.
Those are the numbers. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling kind of lamb. Do you want to go get lamb?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, all right. We're going to go break for some lamb, and then we'll be back. Joe, you did not have to stab that guy in the eye. I don't think that was necessary.
But isn't that what we were talking about? Like, if I stab him in the eye, then like he could be my boyfriend, my wife lover.
No,
a man who loves my wife.
A man who is my wife.
Takes a real man to be a wife.
It takes a real man to be a wife, everybody.
Oh, but he's just dead now. I understand. Okay.
He's calling his dad, and we gotta go. So
we gotta go. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go. Anyways, what are the scores?
So the scores for Cleric, for Polyphemus, just straight up 5.
Word.
For Joe, for me, a 5.5, which gives Polyphemus a 5.3, which is 0.1 above Aatrox.
Okay. Reasonable, I guess. Aatrox is a villain, but is very much like a murderer. They're both murderers, but one is a little bit more reasonable of a murderer than the other. But that reminds me, Joe, could you tell me your score again for Charybdis?
So, as the loser for this episode, Charybdis, my choice, with a 4.2, and the winner for this episode is a measly 5.3. Cleric's choice, Polyphemus.
Doesn't matter if it's measly. A win is a win, baby.
A win is a win.
Is a win. When did this show come about winning and losing?
Ever since you fucking stepped foot.
It was me. I made it that way. And I'm still winning. I think I still have the number 1 ranked monster. So Actually, I don't. I don't have the number on right down.
You do not, you motherfucker.
Christ, I need to get one. I need to.
I think I won with Black Arachnia recently. No, I don't remember. Anyway,
it was an Autobot. I think it was
RC.
It was RC. Yeah. So you
sorry to scream about it, but
yeah. So I won season 1. You're currently winning season 2.
I'm currently wheezing. Yes.
Currently wheezing. Anyways, all that aside, Joe, any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Again, if people are interested in sending us a little bit of a Trouble in Paradise, a little comment, a little question about your monster lover, give us a little at on Twitter or Spotify or any of the other places that you can reach us.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, so we want to keep doing it. If you guys like it, we'll keep it up. And don't worry, the producer pick isn't going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to mix them in from time to time when we think it's relevant to the topic, or we just kind of are like, today we want to do a user call. Guests aren't going anywhere. Producer picks aren't going anywhere. We just want to add more variety to the show. All right. So don't worry. Change is. I know change is scary. Change is scary. I know
so
some of you.
Scary.
Some of you are afraid of change, but don't worry. Nothing is really changing. Just adding. Maybe adding a meal to the rotation, you know? With that, Joe, are you ready to abscond into a giant 7-year or actually 20-year long journey to find our wife?
No, I don't fucking care about her at that point.
No, you're coming with us. I'm a devoted man. You're coming with me to find my wife. Journey to find my wife. My wife who might be in the water.
Is this epic? Is this epic?
No,
this
is my interpretation of Epic the Musical. Anyways,
we should fucking call him.
Jorge, get over here. Anyways,
bye.
I finally made it back. I think I missed it, but thank you for listening to the episode. Your hosts have been Cleric and Josephine, who you can find as Cleric34 and Scary Dog Friend, respectively, online. I've been Castrol, the editor, and you can find me as Hollow Compass. Thank you to Gwen for our marketing strategy, who you can find as Glitchy Pixie. And our character designs were done by Ribby, who you can find as Art by Ribby. Our intro and outro song is Fiction/Reality by the band Hip No Sister. Thank you to Soren for permission to use the song. Our Ko-fi members are Amelia G, Gwendolyn, Christian J, Bunhun, Zombie Fighter 89, Antonio Nipples, Kenegales, and welcome newcomer Trash Rat Darcy. Fucking brilliant name. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to all for your support on this show. Our outtakes are available on our Ko-fi page. That's at kofi.com/monsterloverpod. If you're inclined to support the show financially like those above, then feel free to kick us a few dollars our way and take a listen to what didn't make it into the episode. If you enjoyed our new segment this episode and you'd like to see your own dilemma solved by our competent hosts, reach out to us on our Twitter at monsterloverpod or our email monsterloverpod@gmail.com. And you too will get some certified MFA seal of approval advice on how to bag the monster of your dreams. Follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with us. And if you want to support the show in other ways, rate us on Spotify, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, or get a friend to listen and join in on the fun. Anyway, that's it for me. I need a shower to get the leaves out of every crevice of my body. Until next time.
Okay, we'll call you soon.
I miss my wife.
Okay, and then hang up. I miss my wife, Tails.